What up? What up? Welcome to the elimination vote for the Challenger competition. Hopefully, most of you have just watched the full video on the So You Think You Can Tout YouTube channel. And over the next half hour, we are going to determine which of these 6 contenders are going to do in this competition going forward. 4 of them are going to be eliminated. We're going to see no more. 2 of them will advance. 2 of them will advance. I think what I'm going to do here is show just a little bit of their bear cases just to get our bearings. Again, there will be people tuning in here who haven't watched that, who will be eligible to vote because anyone in the chat is eligible to vote. So I just want to make sure people understand how this is going down and what they're voting for. The number one thing I can emphasize, I am going to put names up that you are going to vote for. If you write that name, it is to eliminate them. There are no positive votes happening today. If your favorite content creator, let's say, is Candyman, if you write down his number, that means you are voting for him to be eliminated. I will say this a few times. You are voting for who you want eliminated today. Voting for who you want eliminated, not your favorite. So figure out which of these 6 you don't want to see anymore in this context. That is the prompt. That is the prompt. What did we think of the PPR Tyler decision? While we wait for some people to trickle in, while we get all organized here, $500 site credits or BBG stays in the competition? These are the 6 who are going to be up for vote here. Buck St. Thomas, Candyman, Gumby, Brian Hartman, Blizzy, and Michael O'Hara. All of these guys scored in a similar range for us on the challenge. And now it's up to you guys to decide which of these guys advance. Charles says he's still watching the tout video I vote for in the dark. Relax, relax. I haven't even told you the numbers that are being assigned here. Let's do this real quick here and just run through a few of these. And I'm not going to editorialize too much. Basically, what is said in the video is how we feel about them. But I do want you guys to just get some of these here ahead of time. I'm going to just show you guys a little bit of tidbits from their bear case, just so you can be refreshed on what you're voting for. Obviously, we graded them on this challenge. You can grade them on whatever you want, who you want to see. I would hope you would factor in how they did in the challenge, but for us, it was all very close. They were all bunched up in our rankings. So that's why we're putting it on you guys to help us figure this out. So let's watch a little bit of Candyman here. He went with a Lamar Jackson case here. I'm just going to show a little bit. I know a lot of you guys watched it, but I do just want to make sure if there's people like Charles who haven't seen it, that you guys kind of know who you're voting for, who you're voting against. This is Candyman.
Unfortunately, Candyman, that's not the prompt you're going to be judged on today.
Oh, really?
The clock starts now.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson's actually one of the worst picks on the board. Early on when I was doing my projections, I was looking at his bear case, and I just don't think we're getting the same guy anymore. We have a new offensive coordinator, Declan Doyle. We have a new coach, Jesse Minter, who's a very defensive-minded guy. Won the national championship with Michigan a couple years ago with that strong defense. You know, we've seen the Ravens invest in the draft in some offensive weapons, but a 3rd-round pick, a 4th-round pick in receivers, I'm just not really convinced it's all there. I think what we saw in Lamar Jackson's drop-off in rushing attempts last season continues. We've already heard Jesse Minter talk about keeping his quarterback healthy and wanting to limit those reps. So I just think the upside is capped, and I think we're still paying that expensive old Lamar price for him.
Structured, sharp. Candyman was solid all around. He got a 7.1. But I had to ask about the sunglasses. When are we going to see if his eyes can rival Jim Wallace?
while wearing sunglasses. I can't even read text right now. When I'm drafting, it's like a handicap. These guys are lucky that I'm wearing sunglasses. If I wasn't wearing sunglasses, I probably would have won Best Ball Mania already.
All right, let's I'm getting the poll set up here. Let's see a little bit of Brian Hartman here.
Want him right now. Talking about the guy that's coming off the he probably doesn't even know he's injured right now. He's still running around there without the cast or anything. So just you've got the multiple injuries that have built up on him, and he may be great. He absolutely could be great to start the season, but does that hold up? Does this offense hold back? Like, I know Malik Neighbors just had a cleanup surgery on his knee, but I think he's gonna be back, baby. We saw Jackson Dart have a 20% lower red zone efficiency than any other quarterback in the league last year. So you're telling me we're not gonna get more receiving touchdowns with just that going up, plus the added talent of Malik Neighbors? Absolutely. And then Isaiah Likely comes to town. Yeah, John Harbaugh's boy. That's the guy that he wants to bring in there. He wants to make some magic. Let's let the ball fly. And of course, Tyrone Tracy, he's no scrub. You know, converted wide receiver. The guy's going to go soak up some targets from Cam Scatabo. That makes me nervous, you know? So, yep, there it is. I lost it right there. I had the clock in my head, so I thought I had it just there.
Hartman is a tweener. It was pretty solid there. The charisma was good, but as you saw at the end, he was clearly flustered. He scored a 7, but he's still compelling, and we'll need you guys to reveal how you feel about him in the vote. Our next guy was one of the more polarizing figures from the audition round.
My name is Buck St. Thomas. I'm an aspiring content creator in fantasy football space.
The best ball community loved Buck's submission, Mayo did, and outsiders felt like it wasn't for them. The knock has always been the same. Does Buck have the energy to pull people in who don't already know him? This was his chance to answer that.
Are you going to give me a clock I can see?
Yeah, if you want me, no one else.
All right, sorry guys, I fixed the audio.
Flash it when I started, but if you
I'm trying to get these set up. Tell me if you guys can still hear that. I'll get it figured out.
Can I just do it too?
Yep. I will.
No one's asked you that?
No.
No one wants to see the clock?
Not one. You are the first person today to ask for the clock. He then gave us a well-reasoned bull case on Tucker Kraft.
It's Tucker Kraft. Tucker Kraft is the best pick on the board. Oh, he goes in the quarterback pocket. Yeah, well, it's only called the quarterback pocket because you guys decided to call it that, and you guys are wrong all the time. So I'll be stuffing my pockets with at least 25% of Tucker Kraft. This mother Tucker was tight end 2 last year in points per game. In yards after contact per attempt with 10.8, he was first among all tight ends and wide receivers, which is kind of nuts if you think about it. He injured his ACL in November, and his recovery is ahead of schedule. He's cheap simply because people forget. I think the Packers are going to throw more this year. LaFleur said they're going to tear it all down. They got rid of Dobbs and Wicks, and they didn't add any other competition either. Manny Wilson left. They didn't add anybody else behind Jacobs, and if Jacobs gets banged up like he does, you know, I think they're going to pass a lot. And quarterbacks are being pulled up because of fear. Kraft is getting pushed down, and I just feel like he has overall tight end 1 in his range of outcomes. He's a great blocker, doesn't come off the field, even better pick in Superflex.
Unfortunately, Buck.
All right, let me skip ahead here. Sorry, guys. The reason I'm scrambling is because YouTube is capping me at 4 votes, so I'm having to come up with a different solution for the voting mechanism to make sure that we can do it exactly how we want.
He has a history of injuries, and their new OC is the former run game coordinator and was like the offensive line coach before that, so they're probably going to run the crap out of the ball. We know what LaFleur does, and it doesn't really matter who he has behind Jacobs. Because,
all right, this is Buck. You know, let's make sure everybody's getting a little bit of their shine. This is Michael O'Hara.
Even like this guy. I mean, he tried him out in that kind of versatile, kind of do it all, be the featured wide receiver role, and it didn't work out. And by the end of the season, he was just kind of running those clear out routes, getting downfield, not drawing targets at a high rate. So is this guy truly the best receiver in Jacksonville? Is Travis Hunter better than him? Is Jacoby Myers better than him? I don't really think that there's a clear-cut case for Brian Thomas Jr. to be the best wide receiver in Jacksonville. So is he going to be in a featured role? Is Liam Cohen going to be scheming up touches for him? Will he have the volume to be able to return value from the 6th round? Or is he just going to be relying on these chunk plays, inconsistent touchdowns, the long plays to get it done? I don't think it's not a guarantee. It could happen, but we'll just have to wait and see, because last year, in the first year in the new scheme, he didn't quite fit in. And now Travis Hunter's going to be back. Things are only getting worse for him target-wise.
O'Hara gave one of the most composed. All right, that was Michael O'Hara. Let's see Blizzy here. A little bit of his bear case.
How to get the hell out of here. Then what happens after that? He gets the fortunate injury to Will Shipley last year. and it propels him from kick returner, which was kind of what Sirianni said that he was going to be, a kick returner, a punt returner, and maybe do some special teams work. Will Shipley was their guy. What happened week 1 last year? Will Shipley goes down. It propels Tank Bigsby. We don't know this year. Is Tank Bigsby truly the RB2? Do his pass catching chops, where he fails in that regard, give way for Will Shipley to see the field more because Will Shipley is a natural pass catcher? It's too dangerous to take Tank Bigsby. You can't do it. You don't even know if he's the RB2 on his own team.
And then because Blizzy is Blizzy, he has.
Yeah, we're not going to play the freestyle again. That can be for people who go back and watch. Here's a little bit of Gumby's bear case for Tank Bigsby
tonight.
That's fine.
Your 60 seconds starts now.
Do you think John Harbaugh doesn't like Cam Scatterbo? Have you seen this guy? They're the same player. Cam Scatterbo, football guy. Modern medicine is so good. Cam Scatterbo is going to come back better than ever. He's best friends with the franchise quarterback, Jackson Dart. And we're drafting Tyrone Tracy at 120. What do we think? Cam Scatterbo is the guy. Everyone was afraid that they were going to draft a running back. They don't draft a running back, and he doesn't move. And people are afraid to draft Cam Scatterbo. Stupid.
32 seconds to spare. So quick on the bear case, but not too shabby, not too shabby. What would you give yourself 1 out of 10 on how you handled that?
10. I argue things I don't believe in all day.
Like Chosen, Gumby has some irrational confidence. We gave him a 6.6, and then we actually had an honest conversation.
Are you prepared to play ball, or are you just trying to get some lulls from the Hoops Discord along the way? That's what we're trying to understand.
I mean, I'm trying to get both.
Okay. Well, let me see. I mean, if you're going to be the antagonist, then you better start being the antagonist.
And then did we get all 6 in there? I believe we have all 6 in here. I am going to reiterate again, we are going to play the instructions on how this vote is going to work, because I see comments in the chat and it seems like some people are still thinking they're voting for who they want. Let's play the instructions on how this vote is going to work so you guys completely understand. Here we go.
Brian Hartman.
Incredible stuff there, Tyler.
Got the existing locks: PPR Tyler, Goofy Chicken, Tony Square, Zach McDonald, Alex Cups, Chad Candles, and Rick Aduzel. And now we have the 7 new locks joining them: Derek Geary, Mitchell Daigle, Trevor Glisson, Nathaniel Wright, Kurt Rambis, Neil Farley, and Emo Cowboy. That's 14 total and leaves us with 6 remaining tweeners.
So here's what's going to happen. Immediately following this video, which if you're watching this live is in just a couple of minutes, I will be hosting a live elimination vote with the 6 tweeners from the Contender Challenge.
These 6 will be in the voting pool: Michael O'Hara, Brian Hartman, Candyman, Blizzy, Buck St. Thomas, and Gumby. And the audience will vote for who they want to be eliminated. That's right. You aren't casting for who you like, but rather who you want to see booted from the show. In the first vote, the top 3 earning vote getters will be booted, meaning the top 3 most disliked out of the 6 will be gone. Then we'll vote again with the remaining 3, and the top earning vote getter will be eliminated. That will leave 2 final locks who survive both of those rounds of voting to join our cast of 16 and earn another challenge. In the meantime, subscribe to this.
All right, here we're going to go. So like I said, I was fully prepared to use StreamYard and YouTube's voting mechanism, but for this first vote, they limit me to 4. So we quickly have found a different way to do this. So you're actually going to unfortunately have to click a link here, but it will make this a little bit harder for people to bot and game the system, which actually might be a good thing. So here we go. This link is coming in the chat. Okay. This is who should be voted out. It is from the link. It's called Straw Poll. In here, you will see 6 options. I am going to pin this right now in the chat. Okay. This is a tough vote. You are voting for who you want to be voted out. The top 3 from this first round of voting are gone. They are done from the competition. If you don't want to see Gumby anymore, click Gumby. If you don't want to see Blizzy anymore, click Blizzy. If you don't want to see Hartman anymore, click Hartman. Correct. Should be limited to 1 vote. Easy. If you don't want to see Candyman anymore, vote Candyman. If you don't want to see Buck, vote Buck. If you don't want to see O'Hara, vote O'Hara. I'm going to leave this open for 5 minutes total. So at 3:33, we will reveal these initial results here. Remember, top three will get eliminated. After that, the 3 who remain, so the 3 who got the least amount of votes, will go to one final vote. I will use YouTube for that one since it'll just be 3. One more person will be eliminated. That will axe 4 of these guys and leave 2 to join the other locks. Keep the Chief says being first on the list will be a big disadvantage. I put these in descending order of their scores from the bear case. So this is Gumby had the worst score overall. Blizzy had the second worst. Hartman, Candyman, Buck St. Thomas, Michael O'Hara the best. So I put them by merit in order. Gumby, Blizzy, Hartman, Candyman, Buck, O'Hara. Keep the votes coming. I have just clicked to share the votes here. I'm going to drop the link in again. Chris got a VPN error when voting. Does that mean you might have voted twice? Because I did limit it to 1 vote per IP address. So that might be why, Chris. That might be why. What are you talking about? What happened to PPR? What are you talking about? PPR Tyler is not in this vote. PPR Tyler has advanced. Or are you reacting to him making the tough decision of $500 in site credits or best ball guy advancing? Gumby wishing for a new twist here. We're going to keep this open for 3 more minutes. Vote who should be voted out via this link. We will do the next one in the YouTube chat, which will be a little bit easier to see in real time. The options are Gumby, Candyman, Blizzy, Buck, Hartman, and O'Hara. Some of these secondary votes are extremely close. If you have not voted yet, please open the straw poll. I know it's annoying to open a link. I really didn't want to have to do that. I don't know why we live in a country where YouTube and StreamYard limit their live voting mechanism to 4 options. We will make sure we are better prepared for this going forward. 2 more minutes to vote. The first round of 6, the top 3 names that you see on the screen will be officially eliminated from the contest. The bottom 3 will advance to 1 final vote. This has been the big debate that I've seen in the comments about the show. Shay here says, I'm personally looking to be entertained with this competition rather than informed. That has been the constant feedback I've seen. Some people want the ball knowledge. Some people want to be entertained. And that's why you guys get to decide. You can pick the entertainers, the ball knowers. One more minute. When my clock strikes 3:33, we will lock this. Gumby, Candyman, Blizzy, Buck, Hartman, O'Hara, dropping the link one more time here in the chat. No free ads, but shout out Straw Poll for helping us on the fly. All right, votes are locked. Votes are locked. Officially eliminated. The first one is not a surprise. Gumby eliminated with 85 votes. He got absolutely raked over the coals during the live premiere in the chat. He did not win people over. He had multiple chances to win people over. It did not happen. Gumby, we don't think you can tout. Go back to uploading projections and keep making some clavicular parodies. We did enjoy that. This second one is more of a shock. Candyman is going home. 35 votes. Gumby was first, 85. Candyman, 35. Candyman, absolutely solid. I do wonder if the sunglass thing ultimately sank him. That was a comment from Mayo. It was a comment from us. It was a comment from the chat. Everybody not loving that element there. That's the only thing that's polarizing about Candyman. Otherwise, very solid analyst, very good dude, but he is officially eliminated with 35 votes. And finally, Blizzy by just 5 or 6 votes. I think one came in right after here, but he clears Buck by 5 votes. I don't know if it was the rap battle, the freestyle that did him in, or if it was just his overall affect or whatnot. But Blizzy has officially been eliminated. Blizzy, love everything you've done with the competition and how passionate you've been about it. Keep on keeping on, brother. But unfortunately, the people have decided that you are out. So we have officially lost Gumby, Candyman, Blizzy. We are about to head to one final vote, and this one's going to be tough. We are going to put up Buck. We're going to put up Hartman, and we're going to put up O'Hara for another 5-minute poll. Let me get this one all set up here. And we will determine which 2 of these 3 are going to move forward. All right, we have Buck as option 1. We have Hartman as option 2. And we have Michael O'Hara as option 3. Again, I will reiterate, I'm about to put on screen these 3 names. They are going to have a number associated with them. Instead of going to that link, you are now going to use the number in the chat of the person you want to go home. Buck's number is 1. If you don't want to see Buck, or if you, sorry, let me make sure I get this. If you do want to see Buck go home, type 1 in the chat. If you want to see Hartman get booted, type 2 in the chat. If you want to see O'Hara booted, type 3 in the chat. One of them is going to be eliminated. The one who gets the most votes here. I'm going to start and show this poll. Again, 1 if you want Buck to go. 2 if you want Hartman to go. 3 if you want O'Hara to go. 2 of these guys will survive. 2 of them will survive. We are going to keep this open until 3:41 p.m. for the next 5 minutes. Buck for 1, Hartman 2, O'Hara 3. All you have to do is type in the number. All you have to do is type in the number. This is going to be our toughest vote yet. I am not going to comment about the live results. I just want you guys to get your votes in, and we will assess the damage here in less than 5 minutes. 2 of these will join the other locks. They will round out our final 16 in this contest. These are who you want voted out. If you don't want to see Buck on your screen anymore, type 1. If you don't want to see Brian Hartman on your screen anymore, type 2. If you don't want to see Michael O'Hara on your screen anymore, type 3. This was a legitimately tough group. We wanted to keep the fans involved, but we legitimately also just need your help on this one because all of their scores, everything about them were jumbled up for us. There's things we like about all of these guys. Obviously, they made it this far. We think they have potential, but the show has to go on. We have to find the strongest people for this competition, and you guys need to decide who you want to see more of. Got a little less than 4 minutes left. Vote 1 for Buck, 2 for Hartman, 3 for O'Hara. The votes are rolling in here. I wish StreamYard would actually tell me the total number of votes we have. But the percentages are there on screen for you guys to see. Less than 3 minutes. If you guys are just tuning in and you're incredibly confused what's happening, we are voting for So You Think You Can Tout. This is the final vote. Only 2 of these individuals can move on. We have 14 other locks. There were the 7 locks who didn't even have to compete in this contender challenge. There are the 7 new locks, including Emo Cowboy and Neil Farley, and 5 who passed the challenge with flying colors. And then there were these 6 tweeners that we put up to a vote. Only 2 of them are able to move on. One of these 3 will move on. Sorry, 2 of these 3 will move on. 1 will be eliminated. This is really, really close. This is going to come down to the wire here. I will say, I think I can say right now with less than 2 minutes, Michael O'Hara at 3. He's at 25%, the lowest by a good margin. It would appear that O'Hara is safe for now, but never want to call it too close. This is coming down to Buck versus Hartman. This is so tight. What do you guys, man, we might have to legitimately do a runoff vote, but we shall see. We have less than a minute left. I want to do this straight up, but yeah, I am kind of tempted to do one final vote without O'Hara. What do you guys think? It's at 39 and 38%. Should we do one final one or let this stay? It's at 39% for both of these. It's at 30. I think we need to get rid of the O'Hara votes to actually get a clear thing. I mean, this is literally tied as the timer stops here. All right. I don't even have to fudge it. 39% Buck, 39% Hartman. Dead heat. Michael O'Hara, congratulations. You have earned a spot in the next round. We are going to do a new poll. 5 minutes. Buck St. Thomas versus Hartman. One of them goes home. One of them stays. Who do you want to vote out? That is the question. Option number 1 is Buck. Option number 2 is Hartman. Final poll open for 5 minutes. It starts now. 1, if you want Buck to go home. 2, if you want Hartman to go home. I honestly cannot believe that this was that close. This is who you want voted out. If you don't like Buck, press 1. If you don't like Hartman, press 2. 2 very different contestants. Buck, more of the known entity. People know him from the Discord, from Davis Maddox streams. Brian Hartman, a bit of a new face, at least to me and a lot of the people in this community. Buck and Brian, very different energy levels, different approaches to their analysis. Both bring something completely different to the table. I think both can succeed in this show. It's completely up to you guys, the flavor of tout you want to see. We are open for 3 more minutes here. Congratulations to Michael, though. There was, you guys definitely voted on merit in that he had the highest score for us of these 6 within the Bear Bull Case Challenge. He did very well. And as a relative newcomer, not knowing him too much previously to this, I wasn't sure how he was going to grade out with the fans. 2 more minutes here. Who do you want voted out? Type 1 in the chat if you don't want to see Buck on the show. Type 2 in the chat if you don't want to see Hartman. Less than 2 minutes. Final vote here. One of these will join Michael O'Hara as part of the cast of 16. The other will join Blizzy, Candyman, and Gumby on the outside looking in. Another extremely close vote. Pour one out for Gumby, Blizzy, and Hartman. This is a final battle between Buck St. Thomas and Brian Hartman. It is extremely close yet again. We have 1 more minute. 1 more minute. There will be no runoff votes unless it is a tie again. All we have is the percentage here. As long as the percentage shows a victor, we will crown that victor. Otherwise, we can do another runoff vote if we have another dead heat. This is going to come down to the wire. The second my clock ticks from 3:44 to 3:45, I am closing the poll. Less than 30 seconds here. Buck, oh my God. We are at a dead 50-50 heat right here. If you want Buck gone, type 1. If you want Hartman gone, type 2. When my clock hits 3:45, I'm hitting stop poll, and then I will look at the results. It's got to be less than 15 seconds now. The longest 15 seconds of my So You Think You Can Tout hosting life. I'm looking. Done. 3:45 p.m. Holy shit. All right. We're going to do this again. I believe YouTube, I use StreamYard for this one. I believe YouTube will show the actual results. But do you know what we're going to do? Someone suggested this in the chat, and I think it's the right decision. I think we go back to straw poll. We're going to go back to straw poll, which was able to help us enforce the IP stuff, all of that. We're going to do one final vote. This is insane. Back-to-back exact percentages. Let's do this again. Who do you want eliminated? Option 1 is Buck. Option 2 is Hartman. Only 1 vote per address. I am creating the poll, and I am dropping the link in the chat. Absolutely unbelievable. All right, I just dropped them. All right, I'm pinning this in the chat. This new straw poll is live. Let me get it on screen so you guys can see it. Same. This is different in that you're not putting a number in the chat. You're actually voting. There are 2 options on the screen. And this time we will get to see the actual number of votes. This is going to close at 3:50. This is going to close at 3:50 p.m., meaning we have 4 more minutes. Let me get the live votes shared up here. Man, I knew this vote was going to be tough. I didn't think it was literally going to be this close. Here it is on screen. I will paste it in the chat. Again, it is pinned as well. You got to click the link to head out to straw poll. The question is simple. Who do you want eliminated? If you want Buck eliminated, select the Buck button. If you want Hartman eliminated, select the Hartman button. Lots of conflicting opinions on this. I completely sympathize with why this is such a tough vote. I'll drop the link in the chat again. Head to straw poll, click who you want eliminated, Buck or Hartman. Two more minutes. I'm closing this when my clock hits 3:50 p.m. Eastern time. They absolutely have had their chance to prove their abilities in this challenge. They have now had 2 chances, both with their audition and this challenge. And they didn't make it so obvious that we could refuse them. One more minute. When my clock hits 3:50, we are going to reveal the winner and the loser. Who do you want eliminated? Buck or Hartman? Some people want me to be here all night. Speaking of being here all night, I will be doing an After Dark tonight to discuss everything that's transpired today with the Contender premiere, with these votes. Sure, we got to find out what's going on with PPR Tyler and the toxic crew. Joshua makes it seem like there's some drama going on. I might imagine that. When my clock hits 3:50, I will read out the final numbers and call it. Who do you want eliminated from So You Think You Can Tout? I assume less than 20 seconds, maybe less than 10. That's it. 3:50 p.m. As of this moment, Buck St. Thomas, 54% of the votes, 111 votes. Hartman, 91 votes. So we did get a bigger gap there with this runoff. 20 votes. Buck St. Thomas, one of the favorites with his submission on Twitter. Mayo didn't love it, didn't love the inside jokes and the energy. Ended up tanking him here. Ultimately, Hartman coming on strong, barely squeezed in. He didn't make the Mayo video and then charged late, had a solid showing in the challenge. Buck St. Thomas is eliminated. Brian Hartman joins Michael O'Hara as our 2 final contestants in for the round of 16. Tomorrow, we will announce the next challenge for these 16. We already have it prepped. We will be in touch with everyone who advanced. And like I said, if you guys want to continue to discuss things, I will be doing an After Dark tonight. I will do a Q&A. If you guys have questions, would love to chat it up. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern for YouTube members. Thank you, everybody, for voting. Thank you for watching the So You Think You Can Tout premiere. And shout out to the production team, Lou, Zach, Chris, Mark, everybody who's helped us get us to this point and make this possible. And shout out to Straw Poll for coming up big in the clutch here for these votes. You guys are the best. Plenty more to come from So You Think You Can Tout. We are just getting started. If you've liked the twists so far, you guys are going to really like what we have in store for you. We'll see you guys next time here on the live vote.